I have to talk about baseball injury to your knee. Was this like you get hurt? Was this senior year?
It was my senior year, yeah.
Senior year. What's this? A play at the plate?
It was so what had happened was it's actually the first game of the season. That was the crazy part.
Oh my God.
And um I was what's known as a power hitter.
Okay.
So I was like fifth to hit. So when I hit it, it like was like far out in the outfield. And I was the fastest person on my team. He made it to first or to home base, maybe third, you know what I'm saying? So I just took off, and the second baseman decided she was going to straddle the baseline. And, like my nickname has preceded me in the past. And so I was just like, you know what? In my mind, like, this is what's going through my mind. I was like, this little girl is half my size, height, width, whole 9 yards. Like, I'm solid muscle at this point. Like, she's going to hit me, and this is just going to hurt her. I'm just going to keep checking. That was not what happened at all. So we collided, and just the way like the bottom half of her body made contact with the inside of my leg, and I ended up dislocating my knee and my patella. So that's what ended up causing all the tears. So I completely tore my ACL, MCL, and BFL and my meniscus.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that was rough. That
Yeah.
was rough.
And how long is the rehab for something like that?
So because of the extent of my injuries, so in addition to that, I had 28 hairline fractures and 26 bone bruises. So they had to wait. I had to wait to heal a little bit before I could have surgery. So that happened on Valentine's Day. I didn't have my first surgery until December. And so the first surgery was my ACL and my MCL. That was the first two that they fixed. Um, so the ACL recovery, that was a year. Like the rehab 3 days after surgery, and I was in there up until my next surgery. So literally got done with rehab for my ACL and had my second surgery for my meniscus and everything else that was torn up in there.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
Um,
man, it was rough, but
I can only imagine how rough it is. Um, can I ask like what helped you get through that moment? Like, because for one, you young, so like it was probably easy to be on fuck shit. If we just being honest and like just kind of like veer off. But, but you were able to clearly, still stay kind of on a straight path, no matter what happened to get to where you're at now. What are like some things that help you get through that? Because that's a long time to rehab, and you got to pivot on your life plans, I'm sure, because of that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So it definitely wasn't easy. I was very disciplined and dedicated in my sports. I knew my goal was to go play in college and then go play pro. And then eventually that injury happened, like I knew right there on the field, like I was done for as an athlete, like that was it. And so like when you spend literally your whole life training for something and then to just watch it get taken from you right when it's right there, um, it's rough. Like I went through, that was the first time I experienced real true depression, honestly. And I remember like one morning because my mom is a teacher, and I remember one morning she came to get me up, get me dressed and whatnot. Because I literally could not move. Like I needed help doing everything the first couple weeks. And I remember like she just came in and I was just like bawling my eyes, and she was like, "What's wrong? Like you need more pain medicine?" I was like, "No, like I just don't understand how a God who's supposed to love me can watch me go through something like this." I've grown up in church my whole life, and so like I was really struggling with that, and so I wasn't necessarily mad at God, but like I had a lot of questions, like for me, then what is? And so slowly but surely, once I started walking again, I'm always a very positive person. So it wasn't nothing for me to just once I got over the first initial shock, like, okay, woe is me, this happened. It was, okay, this happened to you. There's nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do next? Like, what is your plan B? And so honestly, like, really the thing that got me through it was my faith, really, because when that happens, like, you have nothing else to lean on. Like, everything you've known your whole life, it is done for. So it's challenging. It's challenging to go through something like that and, stay positive. But I think it helps if you just focus yourself on something else. So, pain is temporary, and although I was in a lot of pain,
I I can imagine.
um, yeah, I mean, it was awful, but pain is temporary, and I was about to graduate. Still some things to look forward to. You're about to graduate, you're going off to college, like you're about to start a whole new life anyways. So now you can really figure out who you are. I had built my identity in being an athlete my whole life.
Yeah.
So now I have to figure out who am I outside of that, you know?